So what I'm going to do is to add a calculator here. Okay, there's going to be a text widget here and some buttons, and here we have 3 buttons. So let me exit out first. Then the first thing I'm going to do now is let me come up right here where I have all my variables, and I will declare a global variable right here. This is where I have all my variables. So let's declare the following. So I'm going to call that text underscore input. That would be for the calculator equals string. There. And I will declare another one. I'm going to call that a global variable. That is going to be known as operator. There we go. And this very operator, I'm going to set the value to none. So come right down here, paste, and say there's nothing inside it. That is that taken care of, the extra variable for the calculator. Okay, I'm going to come right down here. All right, have a look at the codes. So I'm going to take it down just gradually. Those are the frame, the framework, the title, and the other widget. Take it right down, and here, right underneath here, I'm going to enter the buttons for the calculator. Okay, first thing is, let me declare a value, and this one is going to be for the text widget. So maybe here, let's just enter calculator. Right, this will be for my display, so I'm going to call that txt display. Txt display equals entering widget, and this entering widget has the following. It's going to be right inside the frame, right frame, and that very right frame is going to be 1A, comma, and I then enter the font that I intend to use. Let's copy that, paste it right there. The size of this font, let me make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to set it for 19 now. And the variables, the variable is going to be text variable equals text underscore input. The variable, if you guys can still recall, the variable that was declared right here, this very one, text underscore input, that's the variable that I intend to add here. Now I want to make the border equals 5, then insert width. I'm going to make that about, let's say that is 4, and let's get it justify right. Justify that right, and enter a comma there, and enter right here. There we go, and close that. So let's round up the whole process here. There we go, and that is going to be dot grid. And this grid, I would like it to, the column to span 4 columns there. So I'm going to save that, save and run. Let's see how that's going to look like. There we go, guys. Okay, that's for my display. So right underneath the display, I'm going to now create some buttons. So let's say the very first button is going to be self dot btn number 7 equals button. and this very button that is number 7 is going to be right inside here. There's going to be font and so on added to it as well. Paste that in there. And what about padding? Okay, let's move this in here. Let's say I'm going to get it x value. I'm going to make that maybe about 6. I can always change it later on. And the y value, padding y is going to be 9. Okay, what else do I need? Let's say font. I think the default font is always black anyway, so even if I don't enter fonts there, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to make this, let's say it's going to be about 16, and the width is equals 4. Yeah. And what else do I want to do? What about the text on it? The text on it is 7, number 7. And now let's use one of the inbuilt function known as lambda. Lambda column, that is going to be btn click, and let's enter 7 in there. Right, dot grade, and the column, the row is going to be roll number 1, and column is going to be 0 equals 0. That's my very first button. First button taken care of. Let's run it and see how that's going to look like. There, that's good. Now what I'm going to do is saying btn click is not defined. No problem, we can take care of that later on. I'm just going to copy, paste it, and change it around. Let's get this indented. That will be for button 8, and so on, guys. This will be 9, 9 here, and 9 here. Okay, let's run this and see how it's going to. Oh no, let's change this first. This will be 1, and this is 2. So let's run it. There. Okay, we need to change the text content on it. The text here is 8, and the text here is 9. So let's run it again. There we go. Okay, close that, and I'm just going to copy all of this and speed it up. So take a good look at it, because I'm going to speed it up now. Alright, I had to speed up the whole process. Those are all the buttons, but as you saw earlier on, the btn click gave us an error. So if I run it now, I end up with an error because the function is not written yet. So I'm going to come up here. Those are the rest of the codes, so take a good look at it. I'm now going to come right underneath here, or up here, yeah, and I'm going to write my function for the calculator. Let's say calculator function. There we go. Now the first function that I'm going to declare is going to be that of btn click, and btn click takes in the argument numbers. Enter column there. Now I'm going to say global variable operator, and operator in this case equals operator plus convert whatever value we have inside number to string, and text input takes in the value in here, the value which is operator there. So that is taken care of. I'm going to declare another one to clear. Copy that, come in here, paste, and this I'm going to call it clear, btn clear display. This takes in no argument, so we'll get rid of the number in there. We still have our operator, but this time around this operator is going to be cleared. There we go, and the data that we have in here will be cleared as well. That is fine. And the last one is going to be for equals. The equals, the purpose of that is to sum up, so I'm going to say btn equals input inputs there, and we have the global variable there, and in here we're going to sum up as follows. So let's come in here and say sum up equals convert to string, and that will be evaluate the operator, and the input is going to be sum up. Copy that, and let's just reposition this because we're going to clear it. There we go. Okay, now that the whole function is taken care of for the calculator, let's run it and see how that's going to look like. There we go, that's the calculator now. Multiply by this, clear. Alright, the calculator is working, that's fine. Okay, now I need 3 buttons here underneath there. So come right down. Okay, take it down, and right underneath here I'm going to add 3 buttons. Copy this and just paste it right underneath here. There we go. Okay, as for the buttons, I'm just going to copy one of these, maybe this or whichever. Let's grab this and paste that right underneath here, and I'll just change the name around. So this one is going to be known as btn payment, right? And I'll change the frame as well. The frame is going to be right frame 1b. Okay, let's add some space here. This will be 16 and this will be maybe 14. And what about the border? Let's make that 5. And this, maybe I'll leave it at 16 for now. And this is going to be 0. Get rid of the command for now. And the value we have on this, I'm going to call it payment. There. Okay, maybe bring this up here, make it one line. Okay, let's repeat the same thing for the other two buttons. Come right down here, paste and paste, and this is going to be known as reset. Why I'll call this very one exit. There we go, exit here as well, and this is reset. And right here that will be 1 and 2, 1, 2. There, I think my buttons are ready, so let's run it and see. There we go, guys. We have all my buttons in place, but there's nothing happening. Meanwhile, this works anyway. There, that's fine. And this one do nothing. Okay, let's take care of the exit, reset, and so on. So I'm going to exit out here. So let's come up right here. You see right underneath where I have the functions for the calculator. I'm going to enter as follows. Just copy this and enter exit there. This function is going to be for exit. I may have to speed things up, and right there, those are the lines of code for my exit function. Okay, I'm going to take care of the reset as well, so I'm going to copy this and paste it right here. Just call this reset. And I might as well just copy all of the variables. I'm going to use that as my reset function. So come right here, paste them underneath here, but before then I'm going to enter the name of my function there. The function is going to be known as reset. There, come right there, paste that, and get all of these indented. I think here format, get it indented, and delete all of this. Dot reset. There. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the rest. Copy and paste. So that is the reset taken care of. Straightforward, that's it. I'm going to speed that up. That's the reset sorted. Reset and exit sorted. So we might as well come right here, take a good look at exit and reset first. Okay, now come right down here, and underneath here I'm going to enter as follows to run things up. Okay, I'll just, let's say command, copy that, paste it in here. Command in this case, we don't have anything for payment yet, so I'm going to paste that here, and this one is going to be known as exit. I exit, that's the name of that. Why this one is known as reset? That is reset. And this, I'm going to just call this, let's call it payment. Yeah, payment with an S. Let's create that very function, else I will end up with an error, or delete that for now. Just delete it for now, and we'll run our program and see how that's gonna look like. Okay, I've called the resets, and I've also called exit. So come right up here, run the program, and make sure those two works. Okay, we just enter some whatever in there. Alright, and I have some data in there. Let's click on our reset button. There, that's fine. And exit is working as we want. Okay, now let's take care of the last one. and that's going to be, I'm just going to call that maybe, copy this and paste it there. Paste. And inside this very function, I'm going to declare the following. So I'm going to call this payment function. Payment function. There we go. And call this, yeah, maybe copy this and just paste it in there. Payment function. One word. Right. And this very payment function, I'm going to call it right inside my button payment. Right here. Comma, command equals payment function. There we go. Alright, so now let's write some codes, or we can just speed that up anyway. And right there, guys, I had to speed this up. Here are the lines of code for my payment function, from here down here. Those are the lines of code for the payment function. Take a good look at it. If you notice, I have a function up there, and that very function is just to generate reference and a random number generator for national insurance number. This is for date, national, that is national insurance number code, and this is for the tax as well, tax code. Okay, there we go. And I then call this function right inside payment function. So take a good look at the lines of codes again. Payment function, and there. So up here I have all of the functions. Calculator function, exit function, reset function, reference function, pay reference, national insurance number, date, national insurance code, tax code, and the payment function. So let's run this program and see how it works. There we go. Enter the details of these guys in there. Let's say his name is Bobby Bolter. What a name. And address of Mr. BB, 47 Little Town Road. Okay. Name of employee, I'm going to just call that Kensington. Wages, there, that's city wages, and here is basic pay, overtime, nothing here. Postcode, Bobby's male, and a female can be called Bobby as well, so let's say female. Yeah. And there, all we just need to do now is to click on payment. There we go, guys. Look at that. We can add this up to validate the gross pay there, plus 2,454 plus 45. There we go, guys. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this advanced payroll management system with calculator. Please do subscribe to my channel, and I will be very happy if you can join and become a member of the channel as well. You all have a nice day now, and bye for now.